Hey guys, welcome back to Time Bomb channel, of course, with myself, the Bombardier, but we've got a sustainable Bombardier for you today. The watch that we've got actually arrived this week, but in fact it's one that I backed on Indiegogo last May, June, July of last year. And yes, so lockdowns around the world have really hampered the creators' efforts to get these things produced. So I think an outstanding achievement for them in succeeding and actually getting this thing done. And again, great to see so many people willing to support this type of project to help them get it off the ground. So what we're looking at basically is quite possibly the most sustainable watch you're ever going to find in the world. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about them, I'll pop a link down below. As you can see here, they come in both green or blue. And again, obviously, your packaging is completely, upcycled, repurposed papers and plastics. Comes with a bottle to pen a plastic bottle to pen construction there. And then inside we have our watch for today. Just shift off the plastics. So that we can get up a little and see what this watch is all about. So not only are these watches made out of upcycled plastics, but GYRE, the company, are also working on a scheme that in the future you can take back your old GYRE watch, and they will then recycle the materials and the parts to make new watches, and then you'd get a discount on the new one. So full circle. These watches are made in the Netherlands, and they then give 5% of the watch sales back to the Ocean Cleanup Foundation, as those guys have the unenviable task of taking on the great garbage patches. Again, I'll pop a link down below to those guys if you're interested. I think all in all, this is an exemplary business model that I don't think any other watch manufacturer is actually offering right now. Let's just pull the camera in a fraction. Alright, so what we're looking at then is a 42mm case, which comes in this sort of, slight cushiony, turtle-esque form, of which is made from this black case is made then from recycled ghost fishing nets, which have been taken from the Indian Ocean. Local fishing communities are paid to collect those nets and then assist in the recycling process. So it's this shade of black specifically because that's the same colour as the polymer pellets from those recycled nets. As you can see from this 3D printed first mould, you can see that colour a little bit closer. It's then 11 millimeters thick, and it's about 50 mils top to bottom. And I say it's about that because you have this hard lip just over the edge here, which overhangs the area where your strap slides underneath. On this particular strap, the watch weighs 53 grams, so again it's nice and light. You've got 22mm lugs, but however, I think due to the lug design, as you can see from this photo, I think you'd probably struggle to get it on anything else, primarily due to that overhanging lip. But anyway, these are brand new, so if anybody has successfully put them on a leather or something, then please again just give us a shout. The strap is also made then from recycled plastic bottles, but I understand that GYRE are also looking at ways of making the strap out of those net plastics at some stage in the future. The strap, I find, I'm not a massive fan of NATO's. I prefer the elastic marine versions, but this one has a very good thickness and tactile feel to it. It's 1,000,000 times better than the NATO that came with my old Seiko 5 SKX or 5KX, whatever they call it. And then the finishing on this one is also 1,000,000 times better than the Timex that I looked at the other day. You've got a brushed finish on the buckle, and just see if we can pick it up there, and then we've got the little G signing at the top. Ticking away inside, we've got a Seiko Epson VS42, and that's a solar quartz movement. And you're going to find that movement in some of the Jack Mason and AV8 watches. And yeah, typically from the claim is from around 3 hours light charge, you're going to get around 6 months worth of power. The crown down here at 4 o'clock is just a pull and push. It is a quick set date, and I think, yeah, again, the action, okay, whilst not it's not superfluous. It's not a superb or exemplary. I was trying to say both words at the same time. Action, but I think it's pretty fit for purpose. Hacking, of course, as well. It is also loomed, but as you can see from these photos, I mean, the loom is certainly not Seiko standards. The watch then has 100 meters worth of water resistance, and yes, up top, this is an AR coated sapphire crystal. The stainless steel case back comes with a logo, and because it's obviously on the NATO, I'm not going to fiddle around. I'll just pop up this photo here and show you that you can see that logo there. You can also then see that, impressively for this price, the case back also lines up again perfectly with the case body, unlike many more expensive brands. And right at the bottom, you can see the digits indicating that this is watch 22 out of 300. I'm guessing that refers to a batch as opposed to these being limited editions. If we come to the side, you can see that the bezel is quite thin. Well, it's thin for my liking, and as a consequence, it's not necessarily the easiest to grip. And again, I think when wet, that might be a little bit of a challenge. The action is a little clunky. It almost reminds me in some respects of the EcoZilla sound. There's a tiny little bit of play on it. On the dial, you can see that we have this kind of crosshairs effect with the hour markers, no digits, and then sea cleaner, solar power, 100 meters, and then up the top there as well, you've got another reminder of the recycling. So I forgot to say the crown as well is also got this little blue color added to it as well, matches the dial and the strap. Focusing on the dial, for me the hands are an odd mix. The all white hour hand is a little bit small, I think, in comparison to that blued minute hand. And then I think the choice of a black second hand with that little blue lollipop dot there makes it a little bit hard to see. I'm wondering, these are either design choices or budget influence choices. A couple of you, again, have requested some outdoor shots, which, again, I completely agree with. We need to see watches outside. It's a bit cloudy here in Blighty today, so apologies for that. And then lastly, I paid 180 euros for this on Indiegogo, and they're now selling at 289 euros. Personally, I think that's a little high, as this is a very, very niche watch. Imagine if they put it at a lower price, then they're going to be selling a lot more of these, further spreading the word of the good work that they're actually doing in creating these things. But then the counter argument or the counter view, of course, is that then an awful lot of work goes into these. There's funding to the coastal communities. There's the concept of cleaning our oceans. So maybe it's exactly the right price for what you're getting and what you're supporting. Anyway, what do you guys think? All right, so in conclusion, I think there we have it. To me, this is a really, really fun sports watch that I think carries a great story behind it. And when I saw it, I jumped at the chance to support the project as the thinking behind the concept that brought them to create this just works for me completely. And I think this is truly where something like crowdfunding really does come into its own. I agree it's not a watch that's going to be winning any awards at Basel World in the future, but personally I don't care about that at all. I think our watch choices reflect our values, and this particular watch reflects several of mine perfectly. Alright guys, I hope this has been a thought-provoking watch for you, and very much look forward to hearing your comments down below. And of course, until next time, this is your host, the Bombardier, signing off. Cheers guys.